the Parable of the Vineyard. The Parable of the Vineyard in Matthew chapter 20 is a powerful story in which Jesus uses a relatable scenario to convey a profound message about the kingdom of heaven. In this parable, Jesus compares the vineyard to the kingdom of heaven and the vineyard master to God. The vineyard master in the parable represents God, the divine authority who is responsible for overseeing and providing for his creation. He is portrayed as a fair and generous master as he goes out at different times of the day to hire workers for his vineyard. Some workers are hired early in the morning, some at midday, and others in the late afternoon. It is important to note that each worker agrees to a denarius, which was a day's wage as their payment for their work. However, the workers who were hired early in the morning saw that those who were hired later in the day were also paid a denarius. This caused discontentment and complaints among those who worked throughout the day, as they felt that they deserved to be paid more for their long hours of labor. He explains to them that he did not act unjustly by giving the same wage to those who worked for a shorter period of time. He reminds the workers that they received precisely what was agreed upon at the beginning of the day, and it was his right to be generous to those who joined later. The workers who labored the entire day represent those individuals who have been faithful followers of God throughout their lives. They have served him diligently and have made sacrifices for his kingdom. On the other hand, the workers who were hired later in the day symbolize those who have turned to God later in life, or maybe even at the final moments of their lives. The workers also represent those who are blessed by God. Some men have done less and received more blessings, and some men have labored more and have received less. Just as the vineyard master chose to reward the latecomers with a full day's wage, God offers the same fullness of his blessings to those who come to him, no matter when they do so. If we look back into the book of Exodus, we have an example, showing that God's ways are not ours, explaining that he will choose whom to be gracious to, and he will show mercy to whom he chooses. I will make all my goodness pass before thee, and I will proclaim the name of the Lord before thee, and will be gracious to whom I will be gracious, and will show mercy on whom I will show mercy. Exodus 33:19. Furthermore, this parable teaches us about the dangers of envy, comparison, and entitlement. The workers who labored throughout the day became envious and discontented when they saw others receiving the same wage for less work. This envy stems from a mindset of comparison and a sense of entitlement, where we believe we deserve more because of our efforts or longevity in our faith journey. However, the vineyard master's response reminds us that it is not our place to question or be envious of the blessings that God bestows upon others. Instead, we should focus on our own individual relationship with God, being grateful for the gifts and blessings we have received. Comparing ourselves to others only leads to discontentment and a lack of appreciation for the unique blessings that God has given to each one of us. If we as people had a good heart, then we would be happy for the others who were also paid the same wage. We'd rejoice with them. But when people's hearts are envious and evil, we become ungrateful and envy others who are blessed